Mais um vídeo e hoje vamos ver as FNCS. Vamos só esperar começar.
Puto, mas tipo contra o Belenenses, puto. Eu sou estúpido, puto. Eu estou a ser estúpido. Eu sei que o guarda-redes, a bola está tipo no meio campo deles e está na bola com eles. Eu que já estou a clicar no triângulo.
Segundos. Bora lá. Bora lá. Quase. Oh meu, quando é que isto aparece, pá? Esperar uma pecas. Vai ser um rejeto. Isto nunca mais vai. Vou escolher uma partida para ver se isto vai. Bora lá. Ora, meu. Isto não abre. Não abria. Opa. Aposto que este aqui é bot. Destrói. Oh meu, que sorte! Evite-lhe aquilo e ele começa. Deixa eu ver se já está. Senão vou ali para a festa royal.
right? So they had their win from high ground, typical of them in terms of their play style. But it's going to be about really being able to have more games like this over the course of the
Já dá
season.
para ouvir.
Yeah, you know, this is the turning point in the tournament for us. This was Hayne, Janus, and Chapik's game number 4, where they showed that even contested, these guys can pick up big victory royales. And this is where they climbed really high up the leaderboards from their first victory royale.
Talhem
Extremely
pequeno,
impressive stuff from
caso
them. And this wasn't even their
não
first and
estejam
only
a ver
victory
para
royale
onde
of
é
the
que está a
game.
ser o som.
Yeah, you take a look now the last moments of the tournament, really, right? The last couple of games where things really do start to get intense. You had, great finish, and if anything, the likes of Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky winning a game here. You can see Trulex dropping down, hitting huge shots to win them the game in the end. A phenomenal performance from right? The FNTS champions picked up that final game, and what a zone to do it.
Exactly the same as Zone 1 almost, and they won 2 games as well. So no surprise, these guys learned from that game 1, and here we go, winning game number 6.
So
Ok.
And that pack is actually insane, by the way, the hype. I just felt it once again. It's coursing through my veins. Okay, we gotta set the stage a little bit coming into day number 2, okay? I'm kind of curious to pick your brain a little bit, Reese. I wanted to see, some of these trios are having a difficult time just landing and getting these contested POIs and making it out alive. So I'm curious to see, do you think trios might be changing up their drop spots coming into day number 2?
Yeah, I think if you look at the leaderboard, you have to think, right, if we're dropping, say, for example, the 2 teams currently in retail row, we've got Wolfie's team going against Kiko's team, both not performing too well in the leaderboards right now. Both, I think, 20th all the way down to 33rd, I think, somewhere in that range. So they're basically going to have to think, what we're going to change up in their strategy. And Wolfie's team during the qualifier and also during the heat have ended up dropping in Dirty Dogs and also Team Crash. So you've got to think, it's working out for them so far in retail. Maybe they go Dirty and protect Comic Place on that, or maybe even the Takumi and protect their current place leaders, which has potentially been alluded to on Twitter so far already by Wolfie. So could see some changes in drop spots today.
Yeah, I think that's always bound to happen on that second day, right? Teams sort of maybe get a bit nervous about how they performed on the first day, so they look to switch things up. Definitely a possibility.
All right, Levin, talk to me about some sleeper teams, because I feel like you've got one that didn't get much broadcast time yesterday, but they're still performing extremely well.
Well, yeah, Zeke, there were 3 teams in the top 10 that stood out to me for controversial
Fazer
reasons, right?
tipo.
Kiriachi, Stormy Right, and Toos over at Slurpee. Really interesting team, one of the best teams mechanically in all of Europe, and they were incredibly consistent. They played incredibly well. But the one thing that stood out to me, 2.83 average eliminations. Lowest of anybody in the top 10. Weird for a team who you maybe expect to be a bit more aggressive outside of Slurpee, right? Taking a look over at Misty Meadows, though, Pizza, Ardit for Strokey, a record-breaking team from the qualifying weeks. Complete opposites, right? 5 average eliminations, the second highest of anybody in all of the lobby, right? These guys were incredibly aggressive, gaining a lot of their points via eliminations, and all the way. Consistent. Imagine where they could finish, right? Way higher than top 10 you would expect. So be interesting to see how these guys do out of Stealthy Stronghold.
Absolutely. Now, boys, we got to talk about this, all right? Like, Nas, Thomas HD, a trio we think can go all the way, but right now they're coming into day number 2 in 8th. I mean, what do they need to do? What do we need to change up to climb these leaderboards?
Well, the big thing. Oh, no, you
No, go ahead. No, take away. Be my.
We're so excited.
What I was going to really say about these guys is the big thing is that, they need to be a bit more aggressive in terms of surge positioning, right? We saw in zones like this where they land dirty docks, they weren't really getting too aggressive. They usually take kills like this to look for surge tags. But typically of the better teams, you'd maybe see them get a bit deeper, maybe try and get positions a bit deep in the zone so they have a larger range of teams to get for storm surge tags. Nothing too, out of the norm, nothing too spectacular, but just a small tweak that they could make.
Now, I kind of want to I want to remind everybody of our predictions coming into day number 2 of the
Eu estou a ver
finals.
os FNCS
You both
na festa royal, se quiseres ir.
Anas, Flick, and Thomas HD. This is why I brought up my point, because you do think they could go all the way.
Yeah, I'm
Tá
sticking
dando
with the boys.
sim.
I'm sticking with the boys. I think they will be hungry to finally get
pois é,
that
finais
FNCS
agora.
championship win, and they are still poised
Eu vou te
to really,
convidar.
put a good performance in today. Sitting in 8th at the moment, they're still hopeful.
Yep, and I've gone with Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR. These guys have fixed all their mistakes, it seems. And into yesterday, when I spoke to Tayson, he said, as soon as we get Storm Surge, we are fine. And that's exactly what
Olha,
we
já
did.
uma pessoa com
They
10
took a little bit more
pontos.
average eliminations than
Já.
they normally would. So if today we see them with
Na
large
festa royal
odds,
ainda está na
this is
conversa.
going to be them climbing up the leaderboards, potentially looking for that championship.
Vos convidam, tá?
Yeah, Sancho
Eu já
looks
convidei,
juicy.
já
His
convidei.
pick is in first right now with Refsguard, Savage, and Andrea. So if they can just stay there, Sancho's going to take it all today.
Absolutely. Well, we're not wasting
começar
any more
agora.
time. It's time to kick off the competition. We're going over to Sancho West and Shy Wager to start our day.
This is the finale of the finals, the last day of a multi-week event. Whether you're in Party Royale, on the
Olha,
couch,
enquanto
or
isto
watching
entra já.
along with your friends, welcome to the European FNCS. Sancho, a slew of games to play today. $1.3 million on the line for EU as well. This is going to be insane.
And don't you
Yeah,
go
já tá a dar.
anywhere
Estou a
because
ver
the
o Mr.
action is already
Savage.
kicking off with our #1 place team being contested at Steamy Stacks. We all saw this going down on social media. Will it be Wolfie's actually here? No, it's actually Nexus Trio. This is what we're talking about. The adjustments are already happening in day 2 because $1 million+ are on the line and the championship is at stake. And here is our defending champions, Hen, Janice, and Chapix already trading between Highcrest. It is a deja vu moment, the sequel to the fireworks that we saw in day 1. Chio, it's already picking up, baby. It is the FNCS EU.
Yeah, and it's absolute deja vu. Highcrest already going down inside the first game. We saw 12 games played yesterday. In all, or 6 games played yesterday. There's 12 games to play. In all 6, these guys fought over and over again. Highcrest either going down first or Hen this time. It will be Highcrest, Knight, and Vortex will have to try to pick up the slack here. But with a top
na festa royal, vou-vos convidar.
POI over and over, just breathing down your neck, it seems absolutely impossible.
Here we go. These are very important moments. Looks like Andretta actually gets knocked, so we'll keep an eye on the feed on that here. That is our #1 team already a knock against them. Let's go ahead and focus back in here. Chapix, Hen, on the
Tá a dar em direto na festa royal.
A repeat championship.
Sim.
We'll flip back and forth between those POIs now. The fight's actually breaking down at Steamy Stacks. Savage, Refsguard seem to have wiped Screwy and Nexus off the face of the Fortnite island, just with a little bit of a consequence of Andretta getting knocked. It feels like Sancho doesn't have 3 buff points off spawn. There wasn't really.
Mr. Savage já tem uma P90 lendária.
Já, pessoal, com 10
For the
pontos.
moment, it might be slightly split, looking at how things are going so far, but with this loadout, there should be no problems at all.
Na minha live.
To wrap things up.
This is what they were worried
tô a
about
ver.
going into day 2. They
Tá
thought they
aqui,
would be
primeiro
contested.
lugar,
Usually
está aqui,
Steamy
primeiro
Stacks
lugar já tem
in
2
the EU
pontos.
region is historically heavily contested. Last season, Andretta Rescard was
Okay.
scrapped, dealt with 2
Okay,
three
so-
trios at times contested in there. So there's no stranger to that. They expected it. They bought review it, and they were ready. And now Janice and Chapix are ready for Highcrest once again.
Não, tô na festa royal.
Alone right now, and they're gonna actually go ahead and catch them out in the bush. So far, it is
6 pontos, meu. Estes estão bué da bem. O Ogway 74, o Gilden 75.
Não, isso é. Não, isso não são os pontos, isso é o lugar.
Não, são os pontos.
Mas eu acabei de ver, o primeiro lugar está com 2 pontos.
Isso pode estar atrasado. Não, o nome deles é isso, mas os pontos.
If this is your first time watching the FNCS, the early game is just about controlling
No.
where you land. You guys probably have your spots too, of where you want to go. It could be big like dirty.
Muito provavelmente não.
Junction sort of,
Yeah, tô com 0 pontos ainda.
Cereals are dropping at. They have a huge
Para mim ainda
split
não.
where they travel around
Agora
the map.
estão
There's
com
many
0
different things to
pontos.
do. The basic rule for everyone though is just to survive.
Ok, ele está a
If you're
segurar
fighting
os.
anyone, you gotta win that fight. So we already saw it happen.
Ei, eu tenho que andar a luta este.
Unscathed, basically.
Yeah, pois não, estás a ver que eles a secarem com a banca.
Yes.
First game. There's still 30 trios alive right now. The only 2 that have dropped we watched.
Estão a sujar o palco,
And then
meu.
high crystals at Craggy Cliffs. Everyone else is going to be rotating now, looking for lots of damage around the map.
And that was our third place team, Mysterios, with Red Rush and
Panas,
Mappy, with a kind of an
Gildanas.
unexpected performance. Not really,
Já
really
voltei, já
happened.
voltei.
Red Rush, the
Onde é que
captain
estás?
CS squad
Tô
champion
lá à
alongside
frente.
with Mysterios and Mappy. They had a really solid day. They kind of played conservatively. They were able to
Mano,
get
como é que tens
a
isso,
lot
Zé?
of placement points
Ok,
alongside
a
with
dança.
some
Isso.
valuable
Yeah.
elims. But the thing that they have to work on is
Fazer as
continue
missões
that pace.
épicas.
They're pretty much playing out of body,
Fazer
like we
missões
mentioned
de quê?
yesterday. And that's pretty
Épicas.
difficult
Vê
to do in a high-stakes lobby like
se
this.
fizesses missões épicas na semana
Absolutely. And for this
que
team
veio os
on stream, I mean, you can
dinossauros,
see the stat
conseguias.
being
Mas
focused
ainda
for these
consegues,
guys
fiz as
on the
missões
second day of
épicas.
competition.
Ah, é a
It's
terceira ou
more
quarta
monumental
recompensa.
than any
É o
other thing
Gama
we're
dos
watching
Mons.
today. For
Deixa eu ver o que é
Fortnite
que se
and
me...
Thomas
o que é que-
H.
Pessoas a
Sometimes
ganhar a
we see multiple
taça.
victory royales, we see lots of high placing games. The issue is, I'm not sure looking at
olha,
this
tá-se
lobby
por quê?
if it's going to be as easy as before. Just look at the map,
Mapa.
how spread out it
Ah,
is
sim,
for
mas
every
também dá.
single team.
Sim,
where
mas
the
entrar
zones
aí.
we're looking at as well. The level of competition is so high.
Ainda
and for
estão
these
os
guys, the
três
top guys, to be
lamas.
able to perform,
Tu acabaste
I
o
mean, they're
print,
gonna have to
né?
put out miracles from inside of them. Like, it is so difficult, especially with so many good players in the
Bora.
lobby, to be consistent.
Estás por
be at
qual?
the top.
Estás por quem?
They can't miss out on one game,
Eu tô pelo
especially the first
Kiko.
game, the one we're watching right now. They're gonna have to do a
Oh,
very,
dá para ver
very
daqui
good job while
atrás.
they're
Ah,
playing.
aqui estão lá
Or their
dois.
entire momentum will be just thrown away for the day.
We already saw a taste of Zone 1. It's going to be a northern zone, so you have Hand Trio looking really solid. You know, we already
Parece que ele está ali no meio da partida. Está ali a voar no meio da partida.
Ah, eu?
Yeah, pensaste ali à frente. Tipo, olha ele ali. Ui, olha.
Olha, vou saltar.
É tipo aqueles memes que metem ali. Mr. Savage já foi para ali.
So, hey, you gotta watch out for Nebs, who
Eu.
kind of
Eu.
Direito.
Que raio de nome é aquele? Eu.
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 Really good, already primed to have a fantastic day 2, just like in Dreda, Revscar, and
Mr.
Savage. And I think
Savage.
you
Eu sei,
said
mas
it,
já está
really
aqui já.
good, Child. Basically, so sometimes it's good to get contested, because now they could just go.
Olha, estes
Olha, está aqui,
folha.
está aqui uma pessoa, está aqui uma pessoa, está aqui uma pessoa. Ai, estou-me a matar.
Even
Ai.
though they didn't really have problems within day 1, this makes things alleviates it just a little bit there.
Watching Wakey Eye dropping can also rotate.
E eles estão a ir fechar e morreram. Estes estão muito mal.
Sometimes though, depending on how and where you're
Yeah,
rotating, you can just get battered up.
Já
while you drive
levaram.
around the map.
Yeah.
The big thing about day 2 is just to make sure you're playing that first game very close to the chest. Sometimes we're watching EU yesterday.
Deve ser boa malta,
The game
calhar
started to
com o
go on a
Mr.
little bit,
Savage.
people started to experiment, play a little bit more loose. We had like, you know, not that many people surviving, lots of people fighting in zone. This time though, at
Vamos
least for
convidar
this
a
game,
todos.
everyone's
Olha
taking
para o
it
som.
very
Menos
seriously.
aí,
They're
Seth,
starting
que ele está
to
na
see
minha
bases
live.
pop up
Para
around
vocês
the
está
map.
som ou não?
Job's already doing it.
Tá.
Here's Pizza, Ardent, and Fast Stroke.
para
This trio is the most troublesome
Som desse.
on this
yeah.
entire day and on the Fortnite map. Their
Vai à
actual
festa royal.
strategy is to play around other people, make sure when they're
Okay.
actually lacking and not watching, they take over their position. They love the third-party fights. You can see it right now.
Faz
They're
assim,
bothering
ó.
another trio, just trying to rotate. They have to make an entire wall just to get by this river. This is crazy. The Fast Stroke Ardent Pizza, especially in the endgame, man, they love
Não,
taking
vão
over
dizer que
height and
vocês
just
todos têm, eu estou
interrupting
aqui.
people. The crazy thing is, though, when there's no one to actually counter, they don't actually end up doing too much. They end up not having a game plan set in
tá
stone.
bom.
So I hope
Eu
they
fico
find
uma
a trio
cadeirinha.
to
Gil
kinda act
Tyson.
off of, or they might be in
Está a
trouble.
luta.
Now we're taking
Fica aqui com
Mal.
uma cadeirinha. Lot Boy Fry.
Bills are on fire because the car exploded.
Também fico na cadeirinha contigo.
Blues trio, it's kind of a trio that's coming from the west coast of Fort Crumpet. If you
Deixa eu
watch
só
yesterday,
encontrar.
they've been
Vocês
doing
estão todos
solid work
confortáveis
considering
enquanto eu
they've
estou
been
nisto.
avoiding a lot of the kind of the scary
Mas
trios
o meu
coming
roda
out of that side of the map, and they did really well. They've been around the top 10. A lot of people expected them just to be Storm Surge tags.
Eu juro que não vou ficar aqui para uma hora a ver isto.
Ah, eu se calhar também não.
Reset how important it can be. Now, when I was
Nem é
watching
pelo
Tasty
tempo, é
and
mesmo porque eu não
Forza,
quero.
they kind of play a little bit conservative. Even though they made it to in-game, they weren't really looking for eliminations. They were just looking for placement. If they could match what we all know what they can with that elim firepower that they do have behind
Mano,
their
eles não
trio,
lutam.
they could essentially move up the leaderboard a little bit faster
Espera.
rather than just staying kind of in the middle of
E
the
a
top.
parte final é que é
Red
interessante.
Rush on their
Tipo,
Ah, mano, parem de
sétima
mandar coisinhas
safe.
para o quadro.
Sétima, sexta safe é que é bonito. Olha, agora estão a luta. 35.
Yeah, you gotta hit these shots like Mappy is right now as well, but you have to start playing for the win. Take some risks, grab the game for your own
Apareceu
trio.
uma moto ali. Apareceu ali uma moto bem do nada.
Olha.
E está-se bem.
Olha. Nós também estamos a ver esses. What?
É isto, estou na safe.
Diogo, nós estamos a ver ao contrário. Estás a ver este computador que estava a lutar.
Craziest things towards the south side. When I'm looking at the middle of the map, though, all these consistent type trios end up playing low. They end up winning out the games a little bit more. It's very difficult for Height
Se calhar eu vou ver. Se calhar.
Olha, então aí na
Ah,
stop.
meu, parem de tirar as cenas.
Aí a mãe deve
Estes
ser tão
ainda
mal.
estão
Agora está na stop.
vivos. Estes ainda estão
Eles
vivos.
andaram o mapa todo.
É, 2 ou 3. Espera aqui.
Mano, parem.
Quantas horas são? Ainda são 6 e meio.
Parece bué que estão a tirar para a condição.
É. Yeah, também.
Parece que eles estão a receber e tudo.
Maybe they can clap back today. You have to make changes. That's what Wolfies is going for on your screen right now. Actually,
Tira, oculta no options e oculta.
Já, pois eu esqueci de notar as pessoas que já estão cá.
Storm Surge. Olha, o Slender está ali ao fundo. O Slender está na box.
Aí, olha o Alvis.
Ganda luto com o
Não,
Office.
Zé, só estraga. Olha para aqui, mano, eu juro que me vou meter à frente do painel ali a receber as coisinhas, Zé. Olha, eu vou ser a pessoa que vou passar aqui de paraquedas. Estou a chegar.
Players want to, go about their game. It's about defending your drop spot. Now towards mid game, you'll see this cool little graphic above the
Oliveira.
It says damage threshold 121 above for twos.
Oliveira, o Youssef está a dizer para tu desmontares.
Não está a jogar connosco. Mentira, tá. Já. Diga, já. Eles metiam as pessoas que não queria porque estavam aí a fazer basquete. Não. É tipo, ela, como já estavas no sorte, eu não sei o que é que foi.
Ei, esta luta está interessante agora. Isto aqui está interessante. Olha o que é que...
Olha.
Vamos! Vais, tu vais ganhar a isto.
Eu vou chegar lá e matar.
Ai, 2 de vida. Morreu.
Já está.
Esta luta está bem.
Precisas ter a dança, né?
O Shadow...
Bora que tu ainda consegues.
Morreu, já morreu.
Não, esquece, já morreu. Ia, mano. Mano, vocês estão a ver muito mais adiantado que eu, Zé.
Agora estou a ver o MCS... Uma coisa, agora estou a ver a luta interessante.
Mano, eu ainda nem estou nisso, Zé. Agora estou a ver eles a começarem a luta. Porquê? Agora também estou a ver
F9 Marvin.
Em vez de ser tipo a vez mesmo é a luta.
Mete o quadrado. Yeah.
Bora. Bora.
Agora é que é interessante.
Matou.
Eu daqui a pouco apareço ali com uma glep e vou arriscar neles, tipo. O Oliveira está a ir. Ui.
It's gonna get crazy as the day goes on. These are teams playing conservative. Bad sniper inside Storm, eating some damage, looking for an angle. Not gonna really find it, but has some meat to eat, so it's all good. Once again, in terms of
não. Esquece, vou usar o carro. Sai, mais para lá.
That threshold thing pops up on the right side as well. That's like an extra health bar to kind of show you guys how the trio is doing. If they're about 300, 400 damage above,
not bad.
Below that, sometimes they could be in trouble. There's even more trios though. Still inside the storm. Hellfire's so far back. Okay, never mind. It's the reverse side. They're actually in. Everyone's looking good. Oh, look at this. So many people, Sancho, playing side by side, close together. And like this is going to be rough rotates all the way across.
very nightmare type of rotation if they keep pulling north, but also a nightmare start.
Alguém quer jogar comigo?
Down already. Our third place team is out. That gives room for 4CR, Tasted, and Nate to move up the board, and Queasy.
É por causa disso que tá.
They've been holding on to height. They will be at height. Like about 4 out of the 6 games, they were on height, and they got it taken away from them. And only one of them they were able to hold on to that story out. So expect this team to continuously to fight for height, to expend all their mats to hold on to height, do whatever that they can. Because all in. You saw it already. They get down into shambles, but I'm expecting them to at least get 1 or 2 victory royales here today.
Yeah.
This is such a weird game, though. Yesterday we were watching.
Olha lá, tá aqui da gente.
Basically, everyone in their own lanes, way far away. They were. I'm looking at
Yeah. Para com isso.
Mano, olhem para a cabeça de Salvador. Venham aqui e vejam a cabeça de Salvador.
Everyone's also just bunched up at the south side right now. There's a river all the way in between. Some elevation will be tricky to actually navigate. There is one big hill, and there are some things on it. Trail maybe.
Meu, aparece ali o nome do Youssef ali. Parece que está ali debaixo da terra. Parece que ele está ali debaixo da terra ali. Paradão. Ei, estava da gente aqui. Está na quarta safe.
Your movement speed is slower as well. I don't know how they're gonna get out of this one.
This is going to be a ruthless rotation. All eyes is
olha o que eu fui pegar, olha aí.
They have been box fighting. They have been trading blows here. The entire south side.
Hello, minha.
Let's take a look at it. Yes. So many trios are on the south side here. The north side is still a little bit going to be troublesome, but not so much. And there's already a team.
Ninguém passa rir.
Meu, coitado, o Baby Yoda já chegou à idade que pode levitar, meu. E estar sem pernas, e estar sem pernas, e estar sem pernas também.
Not being able to get what they normally do. Let's see how they do here in day 2, making those adjustments.
No one's holding anything back. Stormy Red already going down. Two's Kiriachi, they need consistent games. The reason they're inside the top 10 right now is they're really good on placement. Just like all these teams you see on the screen, they're lacking eliminations. Janice and Chapek's doing their classic, what we saw yesterday. Low ground mountainous rotation. Every time they end up doing this, the zone plays for them. I'm not sure if this is like a type of rain dance, but
não, anda lá, você tu para fazer assim, anda.
And they end up clutching games.
We already saw who's at height holding it. It is the Deals trio who've made those game plan movements that they were talking about, those adjustments. They said on social media, we have a plan. We saw yesterday, they were kind of just pushing everything, getting in some scrums in mid-game, rotating late, but now they're early, and now they have prime position to get beams. So now they're changing up their box fighting mentality for Storm Surge.
É que só carregaste no quadrado.
Tchau.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, there's nice.
Yeah, man, eu estou aqui debaixo da água.
Look really good. Are these guys hot starters though? Because after that, it was just mistake after mistake. They fell down the board.
Como Fortnite é realista.
First on the day, and they ended it.
Just don't use the NOS. Don't use the guitar, but just kind of just yes, just a little bit close. Put that bad and maybe they can just get on through. Because when they get to in-game, they're dangerous, and we have yet to see them perform.
Como Fortnite é realista.
Storm ativo.
Isso é realista.
Vocês já tiveram uma partida que houve Storm Surge? Eu tive com o Rodrigo. Lembras-te daquela partida da arena com o João? Parecia a World Cup. 60 pessoas na quinta safe para aí. Eu vi Storm Surge.
Não!
And right above them is Bad Sniper with Andretta as a solo player. Redford and Savage down. how did this happen? This is their
So
first
weird.
place team right now, cumulatively over the 7 games. I know it just says 7 points right there, but that's just for day 2. The first place team has 1 person.
Ai, esquece, vou usar aquilo,
If
esquece, vou usar
their
aquilo.
team stops getting placement, they might drop out of first. All eyes are on Andretta for this end game. There's so many people looking to take him out to try to grab the lead.
Ai, eu sei, usem isto já, é muito bom.
24th in the World Cup solos, so he could kind of dip into the past, pull that rabbit out of the hat. Maybe there's some magic here because his job is just all about getting placement.
Olha aqui o controle. Olha aqui.
Estou a tirar King Bears. Tiro para si.
This is the 3rd time I'm watching this happen. This happens, CS.
It happens.
Throwing things close range, there's
Olha aqui.
Boobox's health just go down more and more. Now he's at 30, used to be at 100. He's going down to 20 as well. It's so hard to run away from those stingfish, but once again, you use them in close range, they end up doing damage to you as well. This entire box, too, this complex of builds has so many top trios, and making sure your med kits up. These guys are going all in on their HP. They're looking to just
Deixa eu ir dar box, isto aqui
Oh yeah, and the storm has already moved away from all of our competition. The first moving has been revealed and is going back towards Dirty Docks. This is going to be dirty, a very dangerous rotation. And Thomas, they see enough.
Isto aqui vê só o
We
contrário.
said that day 2 is their day. Are they going to be able to seize it
morreu.
and have that pop-off game, Shio?
This is not only the most important day, but this has to be the most important game. The thing we've seen on
Ei, este gama tem bué da boa mira.
They like to interrupt Thomas, Flick, and Anas.
Eu vou morrer, gente.
Thomas is back in an old zone a minute away. Anas and Flick are already all the way on the front side, building a new base. So these guys have real estate.
Morreu.
Corners of the map, Janice and Chapix, they're going down to on the backside of Storm. This is
Okay.
Tá a ser uma seca, Zé.
People have to make it up a mountain, go down a mountain. It's tough. The hill's in the way, and Chapix is the last person alive on this squad to make the rotate.
Chapix is usually the tarper. He could navigate these builds. He could do those layer switches. He could just hold on as much as possible, but he cannot just get any attention looking his way. Down at the ultimate low with only 25 HP. This is the defending champion here who had the momentum leaving from day 1.
Yeah,
walking
não
away
faz
with the
isso.
victory royale. He's going to do all that he can. Now they're in the second threshold of placement. But let's take an eye on high. Thomas AC, a Nas and Flick here, putting some pressure down below. They have the ammo. Look at the AR. They have all
Olha
the
aqui, né?
options. They
Fiquem
can
só a olhar
put
para
the
mim.
pressure down on low.
Every player playing scared, but fear gets relieved as the zone actually bounces back. Everyone on middle and low
Ui,
ground,
caiu
even
ali
the
Storm
but
Surge.
the lightning from Storm Surge are safe and can
Okay.
breathe for the moment. I will have to work overtime to try to break these builds and go for shots. Look how tough it is. Brick builds everywhere. Metal.
Wow.
Vidal, no rally. They're surviving on low. They get to have a little bit of a break. Yeah, even Andretta's alive. The first place team has 1 player. He takes out Sun in mid-ground.
Vai,
Meanwhile,
Kiko,
Thomas, Flick, and Anas
Kiko,
are looking for anything right now. They only have 2 eliminations, Sancho. I've never seen them this, unaffected on the lobby. This is troublesome for them. They need to try to wrap up this game.
Yeah, but this is where they start cooking up there as they both get iRes and Indretta right there. This is where they start getting eliminations when the lobby starts getting
Vamos lá.
really tight and congested right now. The most important thing is their builds are so low, so they're gonna have to get closer. Already they're setting up someone with the heals. Thomas AC is holding on to some medkits here, so he is going to be that heal up win condition. Anas and Flecker have to go down here, but look, Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are there on the
Calma,
low
tá
ground,
aqui,
and they're
Dancinho.
gonna clean up the Slayer here, and they get Etsy, and they get Bad Sniper. Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are here in the end game, and they have the potential to
anda
leave
cá,
it
anda
all,
cá.
baby.
Low ground scrap.
Mano,
high
o
ground
Youssef
free.
não
There's so
sabe
many
conduzir,
different
Zé.
types of scenes we're seeing so far in this game. 1 trio in the middle. Flick falls down, big fall damage. Noah Riley in his box.
Mexe
You
o
got a team of Vipers, and there's no chances to survive. It's too venomous. Thomas HD and Anas have to do this as a duo. They've done it before, but at the same time, there's so many different players of high calibers.
Não na safe.
With the zone going towards the backyard, this is going to be the game that could be the signature game that I was talking about in day 1. They already almost had it, but Hen took that away
Vamos
from
fazer
them.
aquela
They're not gonna let
corrida.
it go away here. Marvin with a phenomenal performance, the best performance they had today.
Now this is where
A dizer que nem
it's
vamos
so
ver a
hard for the
final.
low ground trios. It's so tricky. Everything's kind of just getting claustrophobic. The walls are closing in. The zone's pushing people next to a big mountain. One last gets taken out. There's no harpoon here.
Calma, vai
Yes,
começar.
Anas only has 7 builds, but it might be enough to last just 50 seconds.
15.
Beaming down its lasers from the sky, and
Bora.
not even a plane
Bora,
can
bora,
survive
vai
this
começar.
pressure. Right now,
15.
Marvin, he's working around the build.
Vai.
Somehow everyone's escaped. Thomas is going for the
Até o final, não?
They're still staying up. It's a patient game. Reason last alive,
Calma.
2v1, and he could still do it.
Anda, começa. Tira isso.
Going over a bridge, it's going to be a stalemate for about 30 seconds. If Anas and Thomas don't drop down, yeah, they're not going to. They're going to stay up.
Calma, é aqui atrás.
Some time to breathe.
What does Reason have in his
É
inventory?
aqui atrás, Zé. Vocês têm que estar aqui atrás. Não, nem cá. Vocês têm que estar aqui atrás para ninguém comece. Mano, parem de ser batuteiros, Zé.
Reason still can't get the siphon. He does. If he can find Thomas HT, Reason could have the clutch.
É aqui, não, é aqui.
What? Are you kidding
Bora.
me?
12, 11.
How, bro? How? Shadow, are you kidding me?
Vai bater.
HD, 1 second off of the med kit all the way on high gun is what I basically see and how it looks like. Reason gets the siphon at the last millisecond of time as well, wins out the game. This man, not even a troll under a bridge, a goat under a bridge, clutches the unclutchable.
Go to the desk. Go to the desk.
What the heck am I watching? This is just the first game. Wow, dude. Okay, listen. Reason is one of the most difficult situations you can be put in as a trio. You have one member left alive in those final few zones, and that member's thinking, okay, what do I have to do? Like, at this point, is it placement? Is it elims? He's like, you know what? Let me just channel my Sprite energy and just roll up in there and get the victory royale.
No.
That's what I like to see.
We cannot have tier 1 teams messing up
Por aí, não é por aí.
medkit timings. And we saw Thomas hit the zone, and then as he started to pop the medkit, you saw him start to move a little bit after.
Onde é que eles são? Olha para trás.
This is like a clinical play
Eu
that
sou
we
chá.
have to have locked down. We've seen a lot of this actually on N8.
Okay.
The timings of it. We're actually really getting to see that, and that definitely was a bit of a trait which allowed Reason just absolutely to pop off. And you notice he was live as a solo for a long time as well. huge reason for clutching that, but they did win game 1 yesterday. Will they manage to keep the steam going?
This is the story of last season's champions, because you look at the last two teams there. This is the third place team from last season versus the second place team from last season. And if you actually remember back to last season, Reason had some phenomenal clutches back then as well. And he's back this season with just the clutch genes in his veins. How has he won a 1v2 against one of the best teams in the world? Like, just frame it like that, and you start to really understand how crazy what he just did is. And, you know, we could be coming back in about 5 games and looking at that as being a defining moment. What turned their tournament around. That victory out pushes them up the
Viva Las Vegas.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Even just being able to say, like, even if you just ended in second place, it's like, wow, you clutched up so hard to at least hit second. Nope. Let me just 1v2 this other trio. No problem. That's how we start day number 2 of the finals. No problem. That's how we start the competition here on day number 2 of the finals. Now let's talk about at the very beginning of the show. I asked you if anything would be changed up. Did anything get changed up?
Minorly. Minor things changed up, but some things don't change. Have you ever watched Kiriachi's gameplay before? This team's been dropping here for a long time. But what's very important and very critical is the absolute sharpshooter eye that Kiriachi has. Look at this. Instantly.
That is insane. We know what he can do with those kind of rifles in his hands. In terms of pizza audit for Strokey, these guys, day one, we talked about how aggressive they were in terms of eliminations, how successful they were out of Misty. And to start off with, they were obviously known to be contested at Misty, but they've still remained fine. And it looks like they have the potential to maybe replicate what's happened yesterday. Since problems there. Similar things can be said for Flickiness and Thomas, however, we just drops for uncontested. You can't win the crucial 2v1. What does it all mean? Regardless, though, you take a look at the standings and things don't look too different yet, considering that Hen's trio and Refscar's trio did sort of go down before those sort of closing moments. But even with that being said, you see Flickiness and Thomas up there in third place now. Sitting in fourth, Trulex and Jerky singing in fifth. You know what's funny? When I look at this is literally
Wow.
almost my top 5 predictions, except for Hen, Janice, and Chapix. Like, all the teams we predicted to do well are performing right now.
Absolutely, and this has just gone even closer. Apart from, let's be real, Hen, Janice, Chapix pulling away a little bit with their eliminations off spawn that they got. That's obviously a good few points. And no, Chapix clutched all the way up till 9th by himself there. So 2 moving zones he managed to make it through, which was really, really big for the team. That's why they started to kind of take that lead a little bit. Again, Andrea managed to do a similar thing, clutching up all the way to 12th. So great performance from these guys. But again, Kiriachi's team, some of these other teams down that we kind of just mentioned, they're still middling, right? In that 7th till 8th and 9th. We did see Baaaaackkkk up in the end game again, so that's then moved them up 2 slots as well. And then from that big victory royale, now Reason, Vidil, Noah Riley up into the top 10. So 5 more games to go. Hopefully they're going to be able to keep that team going.
Troca.
Momentum, baby. We have it. We have more games here waiting for us. A lot of these trios are looking to shut down this top 3 because remember, it's top 3. It will auto-qual going into Chapter 2, Season 7. But you know what time it is. Make way, because Sancho West and Shywage are coming through. They're casters for the game once again. Let's take it back.
Não, depois contra uma parede, literalmente.
Game number 2.
Vais terminar, vais terminar, vais terminar.
That first one, Sancho. If that's how things are going to go today, I am not ready.
I think that's how it's going to go today. It's going to go down to the last moment. We saw last season, it went down to the final game, the final rotations, the final moments. Our top 3 was still up. And this is the defending champions once again, who are essentially getting 6 points out of this engagement. And they could keep up that pace, and Chapix getting that 9th place finish. They have an opportunity to just barely outpace Indreda's trio, who's been going really conservative. If you take a look at after Indreda's victory royale, that trio averaged out the rest of the way. Low E-limbs, decent placement, and if that continues to happen here, I think we'll see a back-to-back championship.
I'm liking how you mentioned the fact that they're getting, these elims off spawn for free, basically. They're the only team to have multiple double-digit elims from yesterday, the 10+. So, a big factor of that is these 3 elims off spawn that are getting the chance to get every game and have, as you said, 6-1 so far right now? Like, they're looking real good off spawn. At the moment, it's a little bit more, conservative approaching this fight. We see Knight, Vortex, and Highcrest. I think they got the bunker chest. They have a lot of power off this POI, but Chapix and Janice have a wide split. They had a lot of access to so many chests. Highcrest on the backside now. He's trying to look to go and engage on this trio, but at the same time, they have so many shields to pop and extras to hold on to too. They will win this war, but it's about that first battle as well. If they go down early, if one person gets picked, I think that's the only way Highcrest really has a chance here.
Correct, and that has happened, and we've seen clutches between Janice and Chapix able to pick up the pace after Hens getting knocked.
I'm calling it already, though. Just looking at the state of Vortex's shields, it's too late. If elims needed to happen, it needed to happen now. Is Chapix actually going for this? I mean, he's feeling himself. The bow and arrow close range, but not going to be able to hit that type of shot. Highcrest and Vortex are just desperate right now over these builds. They're looking for anything. They need one big shot, but even then, look at the minis in Chapix's inventory. He has so many to delay this fight. Mats are the only thing. They have 5. They've made so much investment into making this big bridge.
Já passei à frente todos.
And goes back into another house. Chapix follows. Vortex has no idea where he is. They're
não cortei nada.
The big thing that Highcrest's trio is holding on to is they did have a top 10 finish with about 7 or 8 E-limbs. So they understand that if they're able to walk away, they'll be able to have a big game themselves.
And look at
dizerem que eu estou a cortar caminhos, eu é que estava sofrendo.
This POI, they basically forced Vortex, Knight, and Highcrest to go over to this left side. They used to have so much control. Janice staying back a little bit.
Calma. Deixa eles, quando estiverem aqui bem perto, eu avanço.
These guys, they had complete control of the POI. Janice is going up, fighting 2 people by himself. It's Knight and Vortex. Chapix has to peek from down below. 5 builds left on Janice as well.
Olha, só
Yes, that's where you have the most protection. He's gonna play sneaky like while he attracts all the attention. This makes room for Chapix and Hen on the other side to go all the way up. This is a back and forth, and it looks like they have the reads on Highcrest's trio.
It really doesn't matter what weapons are in the inventory here in this engagement. We've seen a great makeshift shotgun get the job done. So you see that green makeshift normally in anyone else's hands, you'd be like worried, but look at it. It's going to be fine. They're setting up shy. Break this down for us.
Yeah, right now, too, it's not only a war of HP and loadouts, it's a war of resources. While Janice, I believe, was on the backside and used all his mats as a solo, when Highcrest, Vortex, and Knight wanted to respond to him, all 3 of them had to use their mats to catch up. So They basically, look how many ramps are invested over here from all three players. They're losing this war on resources. Only Janus has basically used his mats right here. Tapix and Hen have been just farming up the whole time. We'll see how that goes. It looks like Cerebrally is going to be Janus's team that's winning right now. At Steamy Stacks and Dreda, Savage, Refsguard, they had their early game fight. Slender got taken out immediately from what I saw over there. It'll be free for those guys to keep moving on. Right now, it just looks like Knight is confused. I'm not sure if he knows exactly where these guys are. Janus was out of builds. Now he's almost up to back to 200-300. It's about these resources. Just keep watching them. They have so many to farm down here. And Knight up top, he can't drop down to farm. As soon as they drop the farm, Janus will hear that. They'll go back up. Their position is so strong right now.
This is a great defensive stance. In the previous engagements, when I looked at the VOD, they have the potential to flank. Hen really went all the way towards Pristine Point, almost it felt like. He went that way, looped back around, and got some big beams in the back. So this is not an engagement that's going to be over just yet. You already mentioned Retail Row already having issues. We saw as well Weeping Woods, Save It going down in the feed. That's been a battle that's been going back and forth the entire time, with Save It having the upper advantage, but momentum is going to be the big factor going forward.
Yeah, and why is this happening? Why is it different from before? You know, the last game we saw Janus and Chapix go for an immediate fight, and it was scrappy. It's because of the psychology around it. Look at the zone on the left. They have zone at Craggy. They can really draw this out, and they've baited Highcrest all day into this fight. They know they're not going anywhere. They know they basically are living in their heads rent-free, Janus at least, and they're going to go for this fight no matter what to try to win it. They're down 6-1 as well. Because of this is free surge tags for Janus. This fight will happen no matter what. And man, Vortex is getting antsy. They're already shooting shots down below Sancho. It really, right now, it seems like Hen, Chapix, and Janus are inside their heads.
The only time I've seen a disengagement here in the tournament is Hen's trio went to Flopper Island to disengage, to regain a little bit of resources, to regain a little bit HP, and then they came back and wiped out Knight. The thing that's going to be different here is that Tripper's trio that usually rotates into that little clip area hasn't been here just yet. Now they're rolling in. They're rolling in right now, and they're going to send beams, and we saw Chapix get beamed from that area here, and that could be just enough for Highcrest's trio to find that opening to get rid of Hen's trio.
Now, what Sancho's calling for is basically the third party of a different team on this left hill that comes in, and Uguay 74, that's Chapix, by the way, was on high ground. He was in the position of this opposite team, Vortex, the night before. He got beamed hard. I think these guys have learned from that. They're now playing low. There's no chance that third party team can actually shoot them. So they're actually sitting pretty, waiting for Knight to make a move, and they can't. Meanwhile, on other sides of the map, Lazy Lake, always active, especially with Bad Sniper Marvin and SC. They've actually moved towards the center of the map on the POI, chasing a fight. Bad Sniper with the big shots on the Dementos. They're still going forward. This one's getting real scrappy too. I mean, Sancho, no one's holding anything back on day two.
Not at all, and Marvin's trio had their best finish in game 1 of this day here, which is 7 out of the 12. But this is just a messy rotation. This southern rotation, I call it the struggle rotation, man. The struggle of the subs right here that's happened real. Every time we've already seen it in game 7, now in game 8, you're seeing all the kind of chaos that's happening. Jamside hasn't had a great tournament run because of this, and you already seen Pizza, who's just able to be a little bit better because he's able to rotate, but now Pizza is actually late rotating here, as you see Past Rookie Art and Pizza on the backside of this engagement down on Gorgeous Gorge.
I've never seen people voluntarily go down to the gorge, let alone 3 teams to fight, so there's definitely something weird going on for their game strategy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, what ends up happening in the EU is they start saying, you know what, I'm done doing long-range Storm Surge tags. I want a box fight. Season, they get up in people's faces. The more confidence is happening, it's like, we could beat these guys. I could hear Levin saying it in my voice. We could beat these guys, and we could take it to them. And that's what I think what it is. More importantly, I said it in the previous game, Shayo, it comes down to elimination points being 2 points. You get that value out of that. We've already been seeing the 6 points that's been helping out him. Kind of bolt him up a little bit. They took over first place.
But gorgeous right now with all those teams in there and all the builds. While that happens,
Gorge.
4CR, Nate, and Tayson, they've almost even taken height over Percival. Actually missed that. Percival goes down, Tayson misses a rail, and now he has high ground. That was too easy. And now he's on the chase down. Percival shaking in his boots, getting absolutely beast controlled. Dropping in the box too. He's missing edits. What's going on here? All the way around, he has an infantry rifle. That's not good close range.
Calma, tenho uma ideia. Alguém venha boa velocidade. Não, anda cá. Salvador, vai. Não, calma. Venham cá. Calma. Olhem. Algum carro. Pá, deixa-me falar. Algum carro vem dali do fundo com boa velocidade e eu uso esta coisinha para vocês tentarem fazer o máximo.
Not even swinging their pickaxes, and they get in basically unscathed. Tayson will be able to met up. Everything will look fine. What a fight. Masterclass of the mid-game fight there from 4ZR, Tayson, and Nate.
Yeah.
It looks like Bloomy's luck has run out of that trio. They've been avoiding that engagement down on the West Coast. They're always worried that they'll be taken out. That's what happens.
Olha, já volto. Olha, metam isso as coisas aí que eu já volto.
Eu só de momentos pronto. Tá bem, João. O João. Não dá tonic. Anda tonic se quiseres. Ok. Já te adiciono, peraí. Mas olha, dá sub aí e dá o like. Já te adicionei. Mas porquê que esta cena foi para festival, meu? Olha, eu vou jogar com um amigo. Ei?
Boas.
Pois. Aí, ó meu. Isso. Não, não. Ainda tá a dar. Portanto, se fores para a Festa Royal ou para a tabela de classificações, consegues ver. Mas eu na primeira partida não ganho nenhum ponto. Filho, não mates, não mates. Ok, yeah. Peraí, deixa-nos afastar. Não, deixa estar. Não, não, fica com isso, fica com isso. Mata-me. Ok, eu vou ver, tá bem? Deixa eu ver. Se quiseres eu posso ficar lá a ver. Oi, Ellen. Está a 23º. Tá bem. Tá bem. Não.
Oi?
Oi.
Ok. Onde é que vocês estão?
É no box Fight is Honors.
Tá. Essa pessoa está a jogar é bem boa.
É, jogam bem. Os dois.
Oh, pequenininho.
Não, ele disse que ia fazer futebol. Eu acho que é, eu acho que é.
Não, ainda estou vivo.
Eu acho que é, mano. Eu acho que é.
Eles não falam.
Falam. Só que devem estar metades.
Eu estou aqui, está a barulho aqui em casa, por isso não estou a falar.
Eu também estou aqui, só não queria era falar.
Não, mas eu não estou a falar porque está a barulho em casa, por isso.
Está-se bem,
É
está-se
porque
bem.
se levaste o mesmo assist.
Puta, não paravas, já, isto é.
Não é isso. Para ser
E não te vi, foda-se.
Karma.
Olha o Karma,
E
olha
a
o
Alva
Karma.
veio trocar.
E mudou. Bora. Deixa eu ver como faz a câmera.
Oliveira, tu agora que estás a fazer testes, patinho?
Estou.
Eu tenho umas pessoas que querem...
Era mesmo nesta
entrar.
parte nós íamos abrir agora nas festas de verão. Ao pé.
Só que elas não estão no...
Tá, mas são boas.
Mais ou menos.
Melhores do que tu.
Pá, não sei dizer.
Tipo igual a
Acho.
Salvador. Há um bocadinho melhores.
Não, eu acho que são melhores que Salvador.
E eu sei, isto aqui é tryhard. Ih, mano, isto aqui é
joga
tryhard.
bem. Se quiseres convidar o João para ficar mais ou menos igual, para não ser os dois tryharders, os dois os únicos.
Será que não vou fazer live?
Não,
Mas eles estão pessoal de live ou...
um deles foi a minha live.
Ok. Pode ser, eu não estou a ouvir barulho nenhum. Se calhar está muito alto. Mano, como é que tem para ver?
Errei.
Oh, puto do caralho, dá-me assistente todo, mano, de fogo.
Jogo
Rodri.
tanto, não é, Oliveira?
Tu não vi isto.
Rodri,
Oi.
és uma grande filha da puta, é tu do caralho de dar mais dano que eu.
Tu jogar tão mal. É fixo, mas já há bocado levaste um M assist.
Puto, chamaste o Enzo a tua casa, Zé.
Não quero esperar mais.
Para cá se quer.
Quem é que aqui tinha canal?
Era eu.
Pode ser.
Mete o meu nick sem o PT9.
Ok, peraí.
Não. Tu usa aqui a 100? Não, 200?
Diz?
Estavas a 200 de vida?
Não. Estava 150, 140.
Aí, mano.
Só que não leva 10 Xixi, jovem. É preciso fazer uma bomba?
Uma vez estava ali com os outros a lutar.
Não. Eles só estão a jogar FIFA, isso irrita. Eles estão todos a jogar FIFA a fazer uma coisinha.
Eles estão sempre a jogar FIFA.
Acho que estão a ver preços dos jogadores.
Olha, João, agora já não vais conseguir sempre matar, meu. Está aqui uns tryharders.
Mas são mesmo tryharders. Eu sei que são. Eu vi a live até.
Isto são melhores que tu, como podes ver. já és bom, meu.
Mano, eu não quero destruir para não ser por.
Isto já é tipo a quarta vez para aí que tipo eles dão um bué de dano e eu morro para a safe.
Calma lá, mano, o meu comando está sem bateria, não me mata. Ah, mas é morri, facilmente. Já. Ué?
Rodrigo, tens flow, por exemplo.
Vá, não é pegar. Aqui que está. Ai, bora. Oh, Scan, mas eu também já não me foco muito no Fortnite, eu agora só jogo Rocket League e FIFA. O Fortnite você joga às vezes.
Eu também tenho andado mais a jogar Rocket. Tipo, já estou nível 100. Estou à espera da nova temporada.
No Rocket?
Não,
Não.
no Forte.
Fogo, no Rocket.
Oh, meu.
Você dava tempo. Já passas nível 100.
Mas tipo, eu não comprei o nível 1 passe do Rocket, está bem da feio. Ainda por cima só uma explosão de gol e é feia.
Ia, mas só horrível, não me lembro. O quê? Eu vou colocar para ficar. Oh, mate streamers, já mataste mesmo streamers? Gosto de tipo.
Já.
Tipo quais? Quer dizer, um deles sou eu.
Oh, mano, esse...
Tu estás a 0 de ping, tu? Roubaste uma
Yeah.
Não é, pô, é vida.
Ora. Mano, para de bater palmas. Sim, claro. E mano, a minha mão para
Depois se quiseres convidar o teu irmão, se ele tiver ou não.
Ele já não joga forte com o irmão dele. Yeah.
Joga o quê?
Ele agora está a ver PNCS. Não está a ver quem? O Kiko ou o Mosh? Ou o Sander? Não está a ver, eu acho que não está a ver nenhum deles, não sei. Mas só sei que houve um que deu de 6. Agora mesmo. Pá, então tenho a certeza que sei quem é.
Não! Deu uma parede na cara, meu.
Vá lá, não destruam, Zé. Ai, desculpa, então. Então vou só dar dano.
João!
É isso.
Oi.
Era mesmo só para ser tóxico, era só para ganhar o teu bem.
Rodrigo, desliga a porra da MSS, Rodrigo. És bem irritante com isso, velho.
Tu que é mesmo assim, meu.
Tens em
Estás a ver que eu estou aqui com o controle aqui ao lado. Estás a ver?
Ou estás com o Wins aí ao lado.
Ok. Olha, subscreve o canal.
Oh, Rodrigo, tens Corvax, tu?
Hã?
Como é que se... Corvax, ou se não assim?
O que é isso?
É uma cena para te treinares a mira no Streamlabs. Instala no Streamlabs. No Streamlabs. Oh my god. No Steam.
Streamlabs.
No Steam. Streamlabs é para fazer stream, tu. No Steam.
Ai, não, era para tu cair mesmo, era só para cair até aqui. Correto. Ai meu Deus, não consigo achar. Um gajo sortudo tem que ser. 2, 3 gajos sortudos. Vamos disparar.
Mas tens dado a bola ao branco.
Isto é a cena de jogar com PCs. São super tryharders.
Sim, agora estou Fortnite.
És um Fortnite?
Agora sim. Oliveira? Agora joguei bem contra ti, vamos lá dizer. Só que eu tive sorte que tu estavas atrás do cone e eu não disparei em ti. Disparei no cone.
Caraças.
Desculpa lá, isto não era óbvio, que é porque antes era óbvio. Queres ganhar numa mesma cidade, queres ganhar numa mesma cidade, dois com ego, que vai para a temporada. E então?
Ai, oh meu!
Xavi, eles vão ver para
Tá mal isso, Fix.
O que é que tu queres, puto?
Jesus do céu.
Mano, tinha que ser Zé.
calma, estás a macacar. Já tem mais falar.
Não.
GG.
Sorry.
Eu o quê? O quê? Torneio? Torneio foi esse? Mas torneio.
E eu?
Caputa.
Foi bem.
Ixi. Eu fiz 0 de ping. Meu Deus do céu.
Paraste porquê, fixo?
Puta, estou a bugar do nada.
Ai, ai, papai.
O teu desiste, não serve nenhum tiro.
Sim, calma.
É, a minha certas, a eles não.
É impressionante, né?
Sim, mãe, calma.
É mesmo assim nem arenas.
Que susto. Sim, mãe, calma. É muito rápido.
Fogo, meu, que labirinto. Oh.
Olha, eu vou tentar o base, tchau.
Tá.
Olha a mãe do Kiko, olha a mãe do Kiko. This is disgusting, no words.
É hora.
Agora que já não é equipe. Não! Porra.
O fixo passa.
100 metros, meu.
Nós vamos sair agora, ok?
Tá.
Até já.
Até já. Oi?
Você tá louco?
Ela vai ficando por aqui. Espero que tenham gostado.